Valdensians. Dangerous heretics, one and
I don't know what a Valdensian is.
Who are these Valdensians? I've never heard of them.
Really? Then you've either not been paying attention in church, or the parish priest in Ratai is too idle to read out the bishop's missive to the congregation. Both possibilities are equally disturbing, but I'll allow you the benefit of the doubt and assume it's the latter. But to answer your question, it's a heretical sect.
I gathered that much, but what form does the heresy take?
Look, boy, I don't have time right now to embark on theological disputation.
Just say
Besides
it.
which, it's not something you need concern yourself with. Suffice it to
So
say,
this is the problem
they
that I
are
have with the Catholic
heretics.
Church at that time,
Very well,
especially.
Monsignor.
Ask no questions, we're in charge.
How can I help you then?
Excellent. Let's get right to the point, Henry. I know how to get to where the heretics congregate.
And what's stopping you from going there, sir?
That is to say, I know in theory. The crux of the matter is this. We caught a heretic in Gutenberg who told us of the heretics in Uschitz. Regrettably, by the time he got around to describing their meeting place, he was already raving and hardly coherent.
Oh, so you're an inquisitor.
Do you know where they meet up, or don't you?
Possibly. His account was confused, to say the least. I have a record somewhere here. Can you read, boy?
Kind of.
Naturally, Father. Otherwise Sir Hanish wouldn't have sent me.
I see. It's a good thing at least the servants of the nobility are getting a suitable education. Some of their own offspring can hardly write their own names. Here's the record of the interrogation. From what I can make out, his description of the route starts at the local tavern. Once you've found something out, come back and see me.
I'll do my best, Father.
Okay. Do you have any
Are there any
suspects?
suspects?
Everyone is a suspect, you can be sure of that. But I'll know more after I finish the interrogations.
I'll get working on it, sir.
God be with you, my son.
Alright, I'm gonna go sit somewhere and read this book. Probably over at the tavern. I'll sit down with my good friend, the Father. Father Godwin. This account was written down by Master Borislav, scribe to the Archbishop, recording the testimony given by the questioned heretic, whereby the interrogation was conducted by the Very Reverend Jan of Osek, Monsignor and Vicar to the Archbishop in the lawful right of torture, was carried out by the town executioner Francis, called Shanks, in the town jail, according to the resolution of the town council. At first, the captive heretic, one Peter of Hradec, did refuse to give testimony, whereupon the executioner was instructed to encourage him to do so by the performance of arts. Let it be stated that the interrogated Peter of Hradec did long resist the executioner's persuasions. However, he did finally respond to a query as to the place of the assembly of the
Here you are. And
heretics
good health.
known to him, that they did meet in the township of Uschitz. When the vicar then asked the prisoner to elaborate, that is, who they were and in what house they assembled, Peter of Hradec again fell into silence. The executioner was again obliged to exercise his persuasive art, which in due course the vicar ordered him to desist, for the prisoner was greatly fatigued, whereupon he did suddenly find his voice and began to respond at length to the repeated query as to where he met with the other heretics. The vicar thereupon decreed that the testimony of the prisoner was to be written down verbatim. May the Lord forgive me for hearing these heretical speeches, which by my duty to Holy Mother Church I am bound to set down in writing this day. Thus spake the heretic. I began my pilgrimage in Uschitz, a den of iniquity, where the people were drinking and fornicating. So I left that corrupt place at once. And at once I saw another abomination, the temple of the bride of the Antichrist. So the church is on the left, with the proud Babylonian tower. I went past it quickly towards the rising sun to the east. When I left the village, I came upon the crossroads and didn't know which way to go, so I fell to my knees and prayed. And my prayer was heard, and the finger of Christ rose from the ground to show the right path. On I went through this sinful land, and suddenly I heard the sound of 1,000-headed crowd at work, and I saw there something in their towers. I journeyed further on, and all at once there rose from the ground the jaws of the behemoth, and his broken teeth jutted into the heavens like the tombstones of the Moabites. So I went through the mouth of the beast, and by the road I saw I'm not sure, of the apostles Peter. The abode of the apostles Peter and Andrew. I was hungry, so I took the fruits of their labors and filled my belly. A fisherman's hut? Then I left their house and saw 2 widows weeping and keening. I wept with them, and they let me sleep in their shadow. I went further along the edge of the world and saw the ribs of the great Leviathan washed up by the sea. Then I saw 2 bridges over the river Jordan, and the devil tempted me and tried to lure me to the one on the right. But I saw through his deception and went against his will. So that's going to the left. Then I finally saw it, the gateway to the Garden of Paradise, abundant with foliage. It was guarded by men of straw, but they saw I was a good Christian and let me enter therein. These were the last words uttered by the heretic Peter Phratic, for he did then breathe his last. The vicar did then state that his death was surely the work of Lucifer to silence his tongue before the ears of the servants of God. The executioner thereupon took umbrage and made conceited objections, for while his wage was cut by 3 groschen, and he was admonished not to repeat such remarks, especially in the presence of a servant of the Holy Mother Church. The body of the heretic was buried outside the cemetery wall as befits, so it should not corrupt hollow ground. Thereby the case of the heretic Phratic was brought to a close in accordance with ecclesiastical law.
God preserve you. Good night. Can I do something for you? Take care.
Alrighty. So, people were fornicating and drinking, and then the Church of the Antichrist, which would be our church here. Forward, and I left these lands at once. Temple of the Bride of the Antichrist with its Babylonian tower, and past it towards the rising sun. So that means we're going east. Yep. Okay, so we're heading east. When I left the village, I came upon a crossroads, and I didn't know which way to go. So I fell on my knees and prayed, and my prayer was heard, and the finger of Christ rose from the ground to show the right path. So we're not sure where we go from there. But we need to leave town, heading east, and we'll come to a crossroads. Poppies will make them sleep. Hooray, I got a new level. So heading out of town, going east. The finger of Christ rose from the ground and showed me the correct way. So follow the shrine. What's next? What's next? On I went through this sinful land, and I suddenly heard the sound of 1,000-headed crowd at work, and I saw their queen and their towers. Well, I'm not sure what's beyond there. A 1,000-headed crowd. Is this just a field of poppies? It certainly is. And sage. Heading vaguely east. An apiary. Honey is an incredibly useful resource in this game, because it can't rot. I could just pick flowers all day if I really wanted to. What's so interesting about this site, game? Oh! Not that. Guys. I journeyed further on, and all at once there rose from the ground... No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... On I went through this sinful land, and suddenly I heard the sound of 1,000-headed crowd at work, and saw their queen and their towers. Bees. I journeyed further on, and all at once there rose from the ground the jaws of the behemoth, and his broken teeth jutted up to the heavens like the tombstones of the Moabites. Alright, let's try to figure out what that is. But it means that we're on the right path because we saw bees. Teeth jutting into the sky like tombstones. No, that's not. Is it those sheaves there? Rising like tombstones. Journeyed further on, and all at once there rose from the ground the jaws of the behemoth, and his broken teeth jutted up to the heavens like the tombstones of the Moabites. So I went through the mouth of the beast, and by the road I saw the abode of the apostles Peter and Andrew. So the fruits of their labors will be fish. So it would be by the river. It doesn't talk about crossing the river, but I am heading vaguely east. But I'm near the edge of the map. Perhaps I'm incorrect. I need to find fishermen. Oh, hello. You're... Stop it! Get off! Stop it! Oh, come on. Stop it. Fucking stop it. Always fun. Always fun. Alrighty. So we know where we're going. I don't know why I'm not doing this on horseback. Probably because I wanted to observe what I was doing. But we're heading out of town east. And the finger of God tells us where to go. That was a weird little glitch there. Going a little too fast for this game. Alright, so there's the beehive. You think that is our... You think this could be it? This is our behemoth teeth. So if that's true, then we're on the next step. We're not looking for that. Why don't I have... I don't have the book. Well, we're just gonna have to turn around then, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because we gotta go talk to the vicar. We already read the book, so I don't actually have to read the whole thing like I did before.
Yeah.
Because I now know the contents, so that'll speed things up. And I can prevent that loss of reputation for not knowing who the Valdenites are. Where's the vicar, you asshole?
What do you want here, lad?
God save, Monsignor. My name's Henry, and I've been sent by Sir Hanish of Lipa.
Sir Hannah.
I'm to
Oh, I see. I'm sure.
He's...
Exactly.
How can I help?
Excellent. I know.
And what's...
That is the
I see.
possible.
Naturally,
I hear.
I'll do my...
I'll get working on it.
God be.
Alright. I do think it's interesting that since I'm in plate armor, everyone calls me knight now. So then we're heading east out of town.
Yeah.
Finger of God leads us to the right path. Cleaning our towers. The mouth of the behemoth. And next we're looking for some fishermen. The abodes of Peter and Andrew. And here they are, fishermen. You are a fisherman. Yes, you are. Look at you. Look at you glitch the fuck out.
Ow! What were
Well?
you doing? You love me.
You nearly killed me. Shush. Alright. And by the road, I saw the abode of the apostles Peter and Andrew. I was hungry, so I took the fruits of their labor, and filled my belly. Then I left their house and saw two widows weeping and keening. I wept with them, and they let me sleep in their shadow. Alright. Two widows. Like weeping willows?